Honestly, when the hot seaweed wasn't there yet.
Alright, wherever we get this time I'm going with. Hello and welcome to Your Dad Plays StarCraft 2. On the upper right hand side of the map, we have my honorable protoss opponent in red, NJC. And on the good side of the map, the better side of the map, the left side of the map, we have your hero, your champion, your dad, playing protoss also. Alright, so I'm just starting out normal. Just make a pylon, make a gateway, go scout my opponent, see what they're doing, especially because it's protoss. I want to see if they're going for a quick expansion, if they're going for quick gates, if they have nothing in their base, so they're proxying something, or if they have only a forge, so they're going to cannon rush me. So yeah, big another thing there, and I actually see that red dot, so I send my probe down to check it out, and I see a forge. I'm being cannon rushed. So, alright, I'll talk a little bit about cannon rushes and stuff. I think I've learned about it. This guy's doing nothing right now, by the way. So I pulled probes to... I have a couple chasing his probe, which having like 2 chasing the probe isn't bad. I wasted time, so I'm not going to take out these cannons, and I know it. So I'm sending these probes back. I've got a Zealot, so he's going to hold this ramp. That means if my opponent tries to send their drone up, or their probe up like that, I'm going to kill it. So he can't make anything up here. I'm still tasing that guy. And if I can kill him, like this is fine. If I can kill this probe up here, which I do cut him off and kill him, probably spend too much time microing it. I have control of the high ground now, which is important. Because they're cannons, they can see that. But now, they can't see the high ground, they don't have vision over here. They can't do anything to my base. As long as I don't let anything through this gate, they won't be able to do anything to my base. Well, cannon rush wise, they won't be able to make cannons up here through this, this zone. So, important step number 1. They've contained me off this base for now, but I maintained the high ground, so they can't actually threaten my one base, like my main base. And that's just how do you want to respond. Another way you could have responded, if you don't think you're going to be able to stop them, is when you see their forge, immediately drop your own forge somewhere safe up here, drop a pylon somewhere up here, and as soon as your forge is made, if you can get cannons down before they start their cannons, they can't cannon rush you. Because if they try to make a cannon, your cannon will be made first, your cannon will start shooting their cannon, and then their cannon will break. And if they try to make more cannons, you can just make more also. And you'll always have that cannon advantage. So that's another way you can shut down cannon rushes, is just by basically doing counter cannons in your own base. But I decided at this point, it's like, okay, I'll make a robotics facility. I'll make an immortal to clear these out, because immortals cut through buildings like no one's business. And I actually decided I'm doing a Twilight Council, because I decided I'm going to do a Dark Templar drop on this person. For those of you that didn't play StarCraft 1 or don't play StarCraft 2 or don't know what Dark Templar are, they're invisible units that are pretty vulnerable. They're pretty fragile, I guess, but they're invisible. So unless you have a detector like a cannon or an observer, since I'm against protoss, you can't see them. And they do a lot of damage. Like, they one-shot a worker. They do 45 damage a hit without upgrades. So if I get Dark Templar in their base and they aren't ready for it, like they didn't prepare, the game's done. They just die. Either that or they start trying to make cannons in their bases, start trying to get detection up, and I do a ton of damage to them and can probably counterattack them really hard, or follow-up attack them really hard. So right now I see my supply. I think they take 2 each, so I make a few pylons and I'm building up resources, because my shrine is just about to finish. There we go. My pylon just finished, so now I have the supply. I kind of get this base worked around a little, and now it's time to drop them and see what they got, see if they're ready. There's the 4 Dark Templar warping in. Walk in, and they just surrender right there. before any fight happens. They saw my thing here, they saw me warping and stuff, and as soon as they saw those Dark Templars, they just gave up. Which, to me, is ultra satisfying and hilarious. Because they cannon rushed, I stopped their cannon rush, and then I countered them so hard that it just won the game right off. Like, they were not ready for that. And to prove that, they have no robotics facility. They're not even making one, they're making gateways. So they can't even make an observer. And they have no cannons. And if I'm on top of things, I could have had 2 in this base, 2 in this base, and I can just be warping in as they come in because they don't have any stalkers out. And that way, if I do that, if they ever try to make a cannon, I just shut it down with the 2 Dark Templar because they do so much DPS. And there's nothing they can do. They literally have to leave and try to make a new base and just hope I don't have enough units to follow them. So the game is lost for them at this point. I'll slaughter their stalkers. I'm slaughtering their stalkers so they don't take out the warp prism. And then I'll just take out their entire worker line, depower their stuff, take out their nexus, like, just completely wreck them. So yeah, that game felt hilarious to me because it's fun stopping the cannon rush. Like, those odd games are pretty fun to play. And just that moment where you drop those down and as soon as you walk in, the plan just works so well they give up. I love it. So that was that game. Hopefully you enjoyed it. So until the next video, I've been your dad. Thanks for stopping by. I'll see you next time. Is my camera getting all fuzzy? Maybe the light back there. Oh, alright.